Dr. Keita Joy, life coach from Success Uncensored Coaching. Good morning to you. It's good to see you this morning.
Hi, great morning, ladies.
You know, this really is a great morning because it's such a great conversation for all of us to be having. What can we do, Dr. Joy, to educate others on how to be anti-racist?
Yes, and I love that word. I spoke to my son this morning, who's 9 years old, and I asked him, I said, what do you think the opposite of being racist is? And he replied, being non-racist. And I said, no, son, it's being anti-racist. So when you're anti-racist, you're taking a proactive approach to standing up for justice. And so when you see that something is wrong, you want to make sure that you're willing to be uncomfortable and have those conversations with people to make a change. So the whole goal when you're anti-racist is you want to stand up for other people's values and making sure that other people, whether it's in your community, whether it's in your church or on the job, are being heard and respected.
So, Dr. Joy, a lot of times we are so accustomed to having these views, right? We've had them forever. We were taught them by our parents, by our grandparents. And so we don't even realize, right, that we have bias, like this implicit bias.
Yes.
How do we prevent that, stop that, and maybe stop the next generation from carrying that with them?
Yeah, exactly, because just to make sure that people know exactly what that is, implicit bias is whenever you have different attitudes and stereotypes that formulate your understanding and your decision-making in an unconscious manner. So to your point, how do you combat something that's so ingrained in your culture and your upbringing? So again, it's taking that proactive approach. So I'm a big proponent on have interwork groups. So you should be forming groups with a diverse population of people so that you can learn about other cultures. Because statistically speaking, it shows most of us, we pretty much talk to people who look like us and share similar characteristics. So if that's the case, you're going to continue keeping that implicit bias going. But if you go out of your way and challenge your thinking by actually talking to people who are different than you, you can gain a different approach and make sure that you're looking at people not in generalizations, but seeing them as a person, not just based on the color of their skin.
And to talk about, why do people say Black Lives Matter instead of All Lives Matter? Because that also has been kind of a sticking point for a lot of people who say, yeah, all lives matter, not just Black lives. But what is the difference here?
Yes, I love it. I've seen that all the time as well. And I think this is a point where it comes to understanding and empathy. So I think when people hear all lives matter and Black lives, they're thinking we don't care about any other race, but that's not the case. So a really cool analogy is thinking about a fire that's burning down a home. So you see this huge home in flames going to the ground. Everyone else in the community saying, hey, let's go over there and make sure everyone's okay. Then you have someone else that says, well, wait a minute, my house matters too. And we're like, we know your house matters. It's just this one's burning right now. And so that's the same premise with the Black Lives Matter movement. We understand that all lives matter, but because of that, if you see that Black lives are hurting, dying, and dealing with systemic racism, we want to all stop what we're doing to help Black lives. And so that's what the Black Lives Movement is all about.
Dr. Keita Joy, we want to thank you for joining us. We know you got tapped to do a TED Talk, and we want to congratulate you on that. That's a big deal.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Dr. Joy. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
You're
wonderful
welcome.
Job. Yeah.